So, what's up, guys? So, we're going to talk about the DNA of people from northeastern Spain, specifically Catalonia, which is a region where I have a lot of family from, via my maternal grandpa, okay? So, here's the thing. Catalans, much like Basques, lack Southwest Asian ancestry, but do have some Red Sea and Caucasian genes. And the Southwest Asian admixture is more common in southern Portugal and Andalusia, which is consistent with a higher historical presence of Phoenician, Roman, and Arabic people in the region. The Basque and Catalans are the only Western Europeans completely lacking contribution from Southwest Asia. Interesting. This is also translated in an extreme scarcity of Y haplogroups, EM34 and T, which are all typically Southwest Asian lineages. Well, so why do the Catalans lack Southwest Asian ancestry, but they have some Caucasian ancestry? And here's why. Violante de Hungría. Now, you might think, what does Violante de Hungría have to do with anything? Well, Violante de Hungría married Jaime de Aragón. So a Hungarian married Jaime de Aragón. Not only that, but Violante de Hungría was a descendant of Morfia de Melitene, who was, from what I can tell, half Armenian and half Turkish. So Morfia de Melitene, from what I can tell, because I'm a descendant of Morfia de Melitene, was half Armenian, half Turkish. So her dad was Armenian, Gabriel de Melitene. Her mom was believed to have been a Balkan Turk, an ethnic Turk from the Balkans, from Edessa in Greece. It says, algunas fuentes afirman que la esposa de Gabriel era hija de Constantino el primero, príncipe de Armenia. Sin embargo, las fechas simplemente no lo permiten. La confusión parece provenir de la identificación de Teodoro, el primero, hijo de Constantino, con Teodoro de Edesa, de quien se atestiga que Gabriel era suegro. So, the daughter, I believe a relative of Teodoro de Edesa. So it says, Gabriel debe haber tenido alguna conexión con la cultura griega, ya sea a través de su madre o su esposa, y si esa conexión era con la familia de Constantino el primero, lo más probable es que fuera más anterior. Su esposa pudo haber sido hija del padre de Constantino, Rubén. Rubén fue el fundador del reino armenio de Cilicia, por ejemplo, o pudo haber sido hija de Filareto, el general bajo el cual que sirvió Gabriel, pero esto es solo una especulación. Right? So that's just a speculation. En cualquier caso, presumiblemente sus contemporáneos y súbditos sabían que descendía de una familia prominente que era aceptable tanto por griego como por armenio, lo que podría sugerir una herencia mixta. Okay? So, Morphia was from a mixed background of Turkish, Greek, and Armenian. Okay? The descendant of Morphia, Violante de Hungría, had some Hungarian, was obviously Hungarian, Turkish, Greek, Hungarian, Turkish, Greek, Bosnian, Serbian, Croatian as well. And she married a Spaniard, Jaime de Aragón. Okay? So this is Jaime de Aragón. I'm a descendant of him. And it says, a la muerte de su padre, durante la cruzada del Albigense, en la batalla de Muret, Simón de Montfort se resistió a entregar a Jaime a los aragoneses hasta después de un año de reclamaciones y por un mandato del Papa Inocencio III. Durante su minoría de edad estuvo bajo la tutela de los caballeros templarios en el castillo de Monzón, habiendo sido encomendado a Guillermo de Montredón junto a su primo de la misma edad, el conde de Provenza, Ramón Berenguer el V. Mientras actuaba como regente del reino de Sancho Raimunde, hijo de Petronila de Aragón, y Ramón Berenguer el cuarto, el tío abuelo de Jaime. So he was a great nephew of Ramón Berenguer, who I'm a direct descendant of. Okay. So if we look at who his dad was, Pedro el Segundo de Aragón, who his grandpa was, Alfonso el Segundo de Aragón, and who his great grandpa was, Ramón Berenguer el Cuarto de Aragón. So Jaime el Primero married Violante de Hungría, who is descended from Morphia de Melitene. And I'm all descended from these people, okay? So, these are the top 50 populations that are most genetically close to me. Catalunya. And here's Catalunya, right? With a Euclidean distance of 5.843. Okay? Now, these are the populations in Spain and Portugal, which I am most closely related to. Catalunya, Los Baleares. Third place would be Cantabria. Fourth place would be Valencia. Fifth place, Navarra. Sixth place, Murcia. Seventh place, La Rioja. Eighth place, Galicia. Ninth place, Aragon. And those are all the populations in the Iberian Peninsula which are under a Euclidean distance of 7. Okay? So there's a clear pattern. The north and the east of Spain is who I'm mostly descended from in Spain, or from the Iberian Peninsula. Predominantly the east. So Catalunya, Los Baleares, and Valencia. Now, if you look among the Mediterranean, all Mediterranean jurisdictions, and including sub-Mediterranean jurisdictions, I'm most closely descended from French people from are most closely genetically similar to French people from Occitanie, Spanish people from Catalonia, Spanish people from Los Baleares, Spanish people from Valencia. Now, if you go over to the Eastern Mediterranean, I'm also related to Balkan Turks with a Euclidean distance of 7.642, and that's Balkan Turks from North Macedonia. I'm related to Balkan Turks from Central Macedonia with a Euclidean distance of 9.153, Balkan Turks from Thessaly in Greece with a Euclidean distance of 8.847, so I'm more related to Turks, Balkan Turks. Oh, I'm related to Balkan Turks in Deliorman with a Euclidean distance of 8.613. And I'm related to Balkan Turks in Kirachali with a Euclidean, which I believe is in Bulgaria, with a Euclidean distance of 9.281. So if it's Euclidean distance, if it's under 10, it's a relatively good number, right? Because this means you're relatively genetically close. So that being said, that proves the genetic distance. That proves that there is, because Turks are a Caucasian people. Turkish people, they're Anatolian and Caucasian in origin. So that proves that people from Catalonia have some ancestry from the Caucasus. Okay. Here's a map of Mediterranean admixture in Europe. So notice where Catalonia is. Okay. A map of mixed Atlantic and Mediterranean admixture. And these are the jurisdictions which was controlled by La Casa de Aragón, except Granada. I have to edit that. So these were jurisdictions that were ruled by La Casa de Aragón, and the top three are that I'm related to are Occitanie, Provence, and Catalonia, followed by Los Baleares, Valencia, and Navarra. And you can, and this shows as well that I'm genetically related to Balkan Turks in Deliorman, Balkan Turks in Kijali, Balkan Turks in North Macedonia, Balkan Turks in Central Macedonia, Balkan Turks in Thessaly, Turks in Crete, Turks in Cyprus, Turks in Kayseri, Turks in Ordu, these are Anatolian Turks, Turks in Sivas, Turks in Melita, again, Morfia de Melitene, Turks in Kayseri, so as well as some Anatolian Greek populations in places like Konya, Anatolian Turks in Konya, Anatolian Turks in Antalya, Anatolian Turks in Afyon Karasihar, sorry if I mispronounced that, Anatolian Turks in Kütahya, Anatolian Turks in Denizli, Dodecanese Greeks as well, Anatolian Turks in Balıkesir. That's interesting. And that's the legacy of Morfia de Melitene. That's the legacy of her. So that makes sense. That makes hella sense now. So that's interesting. And it's interesting that I'm descended from Balkan Turks in the single digits. So clearly I have one of my ancestors was Turkish. And from both the Anatolian and the Balkan sides of the former Ottoman Empire. So that's interesting. And especially because I have Balkan Turk in single digits on me. So, as well as obvious Occitanie and Provençal and Catalan, Valenciano, Aragonés, Navarrense, Riojense, Murciano. So that's interesting. That's hella interesting. So there you go. That's where that fits in. So they've been proved correct. So that's interesting. I have more Turkish in me. I'm more genetically similar to Turks than I am to Southern Italians. Check this out. Balkan Turk 7.642. Balkan Turk 8.613. Balkan Turk 8.847. Sicilian East 11.654. Italy, Calabria 12.5101. Sicilian West 11.799. Sardinian 14.576. Campania 11.898. Abruzzo 10.662. As opposed to Occitanie 4.500. Provençal 5.261. Catalan 5.843. Balearico 6.588. Valenciano 6.737. Aragonés 6.877. Navarrense 6.805. Riojense 6.858. Murciano 6.836. That is interesting. That is hella interesting. So that's pretty interesting. So I don't know. So that proves that Catalans lack Southwest Asian ancestry, but they do have some Caucasian genes. So that would make sense. That would make sense based on what we're seeing. So that's pretty cool. That's all I have for this video for now, but see you next time. So that's pretty cool because most of my Spanish ancestry is Catalan. So, or the ones I'm most closely genetically related to are Catalan. So that's all for now. See you in the next video. Peace.